Na 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 ne. Gen Z wanapenda sherehe lakini. Kumbe it's just an all over the world thing. I even thought this was a Kenyan song. Is this Kenya? Was that a Kenyan song? Eh? Oh, it's Nigerian. Tanzania wanajua English. Hey, things have changed. Things have changed. They do other songs other than bongo. It's wonderful to see how much their genre has changed. All right, so now you're watching The Trend. I have to tell you about Showmax. If you are a big football fan, if you are obsessed with football, ladies, I know the feeling. Don't worry, I get it. There are certain times where you don't own the TV, you don't watch the TV. If the team has not scored, someone is upset in the house. I really wondered for many years, like, what role am I playing? How are you mad at me that Arsenal will never see the top of that table? But anyway, it is what it is. Now, if you are a Showmax PL subscriber, you can stream all 51 UEFA Euro games live on their platform, and this comes at no additional cost. Yani, it's free. So Euro coverage will include all build-ups, okay, so to the match, which is like an hour. Imagine people watch the build-up, they watch pre-match analysis, they break, post-match analysis, they're for a full afternoon of the same match of these 11 guys running after this ball. Now, Euro coverage will include all build-ups, like I said, live matches, wraps, live magazine shows to keep you as a subscriber up to date with everything that is going on. In fact, more women would be interested if they used to also have a bit of, I don't know, some more entertaining things that we would watch other than just them running. But Showmax is the leading streaming service here in Africa, and it's set to raise the bar for football fans with this specific announcement. So many fixtures, so don't miss any of those games. Make sure that if you have not yet subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. And you want to be a PL subscriber, because some of these things come for free. It's a perk, okay, for being a premium subscriber. It just comes with the territory. All right, now joining me right now in studio, two fascinating, incredibly amazing ladies who I am absolutely honored to have. Wanjeri Gakuru, who is the NBO LitFest curator. She's going to be telling us more about that. And we also have Lola Shoneyin, a Nigerian poet, a novelist, acclaimed for her frank and humorous exploration of polygamy and gender roles in African society. And you're one of the festival's participants, and I think she's going to be the chief guest, one of the main speakers. Yes, I know she doesn't want to be given those titles. Yeah, she's very, very humble. But thank you so much, ladies. Let me just start by apologizing for keeping you, but there was something to talk about. Gakuru, did you participate in any of the?
Of course, lazima, for the nation. Lazima.
For the country.
Yeah, actually, the whole team went out to the streets. That's actually why we're meant to have launched our festival yesterday, but guys were actually out on the streets this whole week. So we're like, the 2 Friday vizuri.
How do you feel seeing this happen in your lifetime? I know these are things you read about in literature, and you know you've heard of revolutions in other parts of the world, and now here it is.
To live it is incredible. Mimi, unfortunately, mini millennial, so I have just been, I've been watching the TikToks and everything, but I am so proud of my fellow Kenyans saying enough is enough, and it's a sentiment felt everywhere. Since there's a Nairobi Peke, it's all across the country, and it's amazing that the unity that we have.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Lola, when did you come?
I arrived on Thursday night.
Oh, okay. So but were you following up what's been going on in the country?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, don't forget that in 2020 in Nigeria,
SARS,
we also had SARS, where a lot of young people came together with huge courage to say, no, we're not having this sort of brutality. We're not having the police do this to us anymore, the special squad, and they were out on the streets. So it's, I mean, you look at it, and as I'm 50 years old, and I have been protesting, been involved in protest marches since I was 14. So I'm at the stage where I'm kind of just taking a back seat, but when I see the young people coming together, I'm always just so proud. So honestly, bravo, bravo.
Yeah. Bravo. And it's so interesting. because it is teenagers and young adults,
young
right,
adults,
who are doing this. But they are being supported, as you said, by millennials. And it's just wonderful to see.
The water.
It's wonderful to see it happen. Mali, Gabon and Niger said they want French troops out of their country. You've seen what's been going on in Burkina Faso. And I'm just like, what is happening, guys? This is so exciting to live through all of this. Yes. And we hope the governments will listen. So let's talk about NBO Nairobi LitFest. Tell me about it.
So NBO LitFest is happening at a very, very important time. And we are super conscious of the time that we're living in. We see it as a space for community, a space to grieve who we've lost. We're actually having a space for a tribute for the people who've passed away. And as we discussed earlier, I mean, the numbers are increasing ever by the passing moment. Very, very dodgy manenos. But we are acknowledging all of that. But we're still celebrating the fact that it's a festival of ideas. And the artists, and we're discussing this with Lola, the artists are so important in this time, not only to carry the pain and transform it into something else, but also to be there to say that we can look beyond and through this moment together. Yeah.
Lola, let's talk about your love for literature. You started being an activist at 14, but when did the love for books start? When did you fall in love with books?
I think when I was really young, I went to boarding school in Edinburgh when I was 6 years old. And there were little bits of racism, even though I didn't quite know what it was at that time. And we all had to go to the library after lunch to read for 45 minutes, whether you wanted to or not. And I just found it to be a place of real peace. And I started reading and having an appreciation of books. By the time I was 8 or 9, I was involved in declamation contests where we would memorize poems and go and perform them in competitions. I'd participate in plays. I loved reading. Reading was just a safe place. Books were a safe space for me. So I guess that's where it started. I didn't think I was going to be a writer. I wasn't, in my teenage years thinking, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a writer. I wasn't thinking that. It kind of just happened.
You're Nigerian. I imagine that never even crossed your mind. You were supposed to be an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer.
You know what I mean? that I did disappoint my dad just a little bit, but he's proud now.
Yeah. Oh, now.
Yeah. When he sees his own name on the cover of a book, he's like, yes, you made the right choice, my daughter.
Yeah. Yes. When he sees you getting honored, getting awards, he's like, I told you I believe in you. I told you can be anything you want to be. What about poetry?
Poetry, early starts with that as well. Early introduction, like I said, from when I was about 8. And then when I was in university in my final year, I was actually doing this course in poetry because I studied literature. And my lecturers, I would write and my lecturers would say to me, you really should take this seriously. You're just out there going to parties when you should, this thing you're doing, can you please write more? And so when I left uni, in between doing my National Youth Service, I kind of went sniffing around, found out about the Association of Nigerian Authors, and I started attending their meetings. And I would find myself in a space with Niyi Oshundari, Mabel Shegun, some of the authors I'd read in university, and I'd just be like,
how are you together?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
But then they would invite me to read something of my own, and my confidence, I guess, just kind of grew. So I started my writing life as a poet. I'd written 3 books of poems before I wrote my novel, and then I started writing children's books as well.
I love what she said. She said
I told you something.
She was encouraged.
Yeah.
You see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. And I tell people, especially when they come into media, because you meet so many young, impressionable artists, musicians, dancers, whatever it may be. And you being in that position today, what you tell them could either encourage or completely break their spirit, and you'll find someone shy away altogether. Now, as you've said, this is going to provide an avenue and a platform, if you will, for people to share ideas and to talk about different things that's that's going on. Will the highlights or the main agenda or focus be what's happening in the country, the current political climate?
It's threading through everything we're doing, for sure. We cannot shy away from it. We are aware of it. I mean, we are also like beefing up security because of that. We're super, super conscious of keeping everybody safe. But what's happening on stage is that we are definitely acknowledging the matters. But wonderfully is that we created this thing like starting like March. Yeah, but the ideas are still so relevant now. Even like larger ideas. You know, here we are on a digital platform. We have a wonderful panel on digital storytelling. And has this not played out online? Has it not been a TikTok, X/Twitter conversation? So I mean, we are so much in the time. And the wonderful thing about it is that, like you said, to be encouraged, to be told that this is the path that you can take, but also be with like-minded people.
Yes.
But also maybe also hear an idea that is not similar to yours and maybe push yourself towards expanding your thoughts. So really it's a festival where anybody can come. It's a free festival. Like I would say 98% of our stuff is free. The stuff that's ticketed is very, very simple. It's like 300 bob. I mean, I know that means something. It's taking out money from someone's pocket. But one is for a good cause because it goes into keeping the libraries open. Because our library actually, the Macmillan, the Eastlands and the Kaloleni are public libraries. You come in for free. Read anything you want, borrow, use the internet, use the computers there. So to maintain that work, that's why we're trying to fundraise within the festival. But the programming that is ticketed is very, very limited, but we reflect so much of the same ideas in the larger public program. That's the cool thing about it.
Yes, but 300 is affordable,
It's
given
affordable.
how much
Within
you learn.
within
And
Apple.
eco within, you know. If you can pay, how much were the Davido tickets? Were they like 10K? If you can pay that much, this is you're going to learn a lot more, Now, this is your third edition.
Yes.
How different will this one be from the other two?
So this one is really special because we've actually partnered with the Hay Festival, which is one of the world's oldest festival. I think walianza 1987, like Ukukuma times. So we partnered with them and that has expanded our scope. I mean, we had Lola last year, but to have her back again is such a joy.
We should just have her all editions, in my opinion.
I know. I mean,
You should.
She also does a festival called Ake. So, I mean, we are so privileged to have her. But we have such big names. We have Bernardine Evaristo, who is the first Black Booker Prize winner. And that is a big, big deal, guys. Guys, please Google Bernardine Evaristo. Please. We have Taye Selassie, known for Ghana Must Go. We have also amazing Kenyan voices. We have June Gashuhi, who's doing something at the festival. We've got an incredible lineup, and I really want everyone to look online. Go to NBO LitFest, see all our programming, see all the participants. Come and hear them think. Also network with them. That's the cool thing about a festival. Ataongea on stage, maybe uta a chance ya kuuliza, more of a comment than a question. But akitoka, you can talk to them. You can buy a book from them, get it signed. It's really, really a wonderful space. And it's more than literature. We have film screenings. We have an incredible documentary. We have music. We have Sanaipe is performing for free on Saturday night. Kuja umwone. Please come. It's a bash. But a conscious bash. Yes.
Aha, a woke party.
I
I like it. Look it. How did you convince Lola and all these other globally renowned authors to come to Nairobi?
I think it's really the reputation of Book Bank. So Book Bank has been doing this work for a long time. Well, not super long, but long enough to show that they really mean what they say, because they've been maintaining the 3 libraries like I mentioned. But Ukingia, Eastlands and Kaloleni, you cannot believe that this belongs to the people. And they're trying to do that with Macmillan. And some of the, actually what the cool thing about it is that this is actually just one of many things they're doing. So the festival gathers us together once a year, but they do their programming all across the year. And I think that's what given these guys confidence, because they are big deals. They've set the time aside to come here. Kwanzaa in this time of Moto, and not cancelling, saying we are showing up. We are so grateful.
Lola, you didn't think of cancelling? You didn't see the images on CNN and thought,
no way. I mean, I'm Nigerian, so
we can't really shock you.
It all felt somewhat familiar, I have to say.
You felt like you were going back home.
Okay. You know, worst case, we get out there with them. You know, it was not, I wasn't afraid. I could never be afraid of going to another African country, I have to say. And of course, Shiro and Angela are such good friends of mine. We collaborate, we meet in other parts of the world, and it's just, they're like my sisters. So when they say jump, I just say how high.
Oh, they're like, it's okay,
I'm
you
like,
come,
it didn't even occur to me to not come.
Oh, that's
you know.
so, wow. This is you, by the way. You're the one.
And this festival, actually, it's an important one, I think. think, and it means a lot to me to even just be able to lend my voice to whatever it is that they're doing, and big it up. You know,
now, it would be a disservice if I let you go and we do not discuss your opinion and your 2 cents on polygamy. I am very intrigued. When I first saw it, I thought you were saying, oh, you know, for guys, you know, they could have more than one wife. That is not what you were, that's not what you meant to. Like, can you please just explain to us?
Even me, I'm listening.
Because you could try, I know it's a lot, but you can.
I feel like this is some sort of trap.
It's not actually.
It's an intervention.
Yeah? I'm just, well, here's the thing, and my views on polygamy, on marriage altogether, my views have evolved over the years. And I think the most important thing is that both men and women have access to the same sort of opportunities, but also choice. They must both be able to take a decision and decide what sort of marriage that they want to be involved in. It's very complex, and yes, I am being careful here, but but you see, once people can choose, it makes all the difference. The biggest problem, I think, with polygamy, apart from just being a complicated arrangement, especially for the women, is the fact that so many women find themselves in that situation because they're persuaded to, they're forced to, or they feel they don't have a choice or an option. So it's often an economic or a financial decision, as opposed to one that's rooted in love or, you know, romance or companionship. Yes. So that's where I think the problem arises. If somebody says, you know what I want in my life as a woman is to be wife number 3, if you've thought about it and you've decided that's what you want, who am I to say?
Whomst are we?
Whomst are we?
Surely. To deny
to question
that. Do
your
what
choice.
You want to do. You know, the statistics show that the happiest people in the world are single, financially stable, motherless women.
Childless.
Childless.
Child-free.
So child-free, you're not married, and you are financially stable. Because as she said, a lot of people do get married because it's an economic decision that was made for you.
Or
your
what
family
is
needs
expected.
something.
You're conforming.
You're 22. Like in my community, 25. Wow. Okay, so you just want to be single forever. You know, because they start that conversation at like 19, 20. Again, please note, they have never had a conversation about sex, about relationships,
boyfriends,
or about how manipulative men can be. No one has told you about narcissists. So you can imagine as a 20-year-old dating, getting shocked, right? Because they lie, and you start finding out just how deceptive men can be. So you don't know that. But by 25, Lola, they tell you now you're wasting time. You're wasting time.
You need babies, grandbabies.
How many, you said you have 3 books, that's poetry.
So I have 3 books of poems, 1 novel, and 7 children's books that I've written.
And she's a publisher too.
Yes, I'm a publisher. I'm also a bookseller. I run a bookstore, and I curate 2 festivals, about to start a 3rd one.
Oh, are you going to go on, Jerry?
How? 2014.
After you've brought her ground zero, you have to go for hers as well.
I've been actually a volunteer at Ake, like as 2014 or 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's in Lagos or in the UK?
It used to be in Abeokuta, but it's in Lagos now. She came during our Abeokuta days. She came and danced for us there. That's when we started respecting Kenyans.
Yeah? Did she dance well? She killed
finished work, like we say.
That's what we was
incredible.
Representing. You're not tired.
But Lagos food is hot.
The food is so hot and spicy. And you know, I eat chili, but let me tell you, Nigeria and Ghana is special. I eat it on all the meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything is spicy hot.
Not all the meals.
No, you guys put,
you know what we say in Yoruba land? We say the spirits that cannot tolerate heat.
Is the evil.
Tread carefully, please.
We don't want it.
That's which means it's just.
No, we want soft life.
No, we don't want you and your weak spirits. Exactly. Let me stay on this spice land. It's my favorite city in the world. They're all just very wonderful people, extremely aggressive. If you start hanging around a lot of Nigerians, you'll find yourself doing more. And I know it sounds insane, but they push you to do more, and they never think anything is impossible.
That's right.
Like, even I remember when Burna Boy came to Nairobi, he's talking about winning a Grammy. No one even knew. People even here, he didn't feel the venue. This is in 2000, I think, 12 or 2011. He could not fill the venue. But there's that belief and that confidence that you people have that I hope can trickle to everywhere and everyone on the continent.
Come to the festival and get infected.
Please tell us by energy. Tell people where they can, they're going, where they can purchase the tickets and where the event will be.
Okay, so Saturday and Sunday we are at Eastlands Library. This is off Jogo Road. Google to Pata to Eastlands Library. It's completely free. Well, rather 95%, 98%. I said 98%. 98% is free. Honestly, check the site, you'll see. And just go to NBO LitFest and you'll see the programming. Today we actually had our children's programming. It was so joyful. All the babies like just having a good time. And it's also really important for them because this has been a tough time for them too. So for them to laugh and play and gather in a safe space has been so, so important. So now we're creating a space for big babies. So please, Kujeni and have
My baddies.
My bad.
For the baddies.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of you, you're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So what time to what time you said?
It starts as early as 10. So think about it from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
But there are many, many breaks in between. We have partnered with Nairobi Flea Market, so the food will be amazing. There'll be really wonderful things to buy. Buy books, mingle, vibe, have a great time. Come and decompress and just take a breath, and then we go back and fight.
Yeah. Now we go back, I think, in dialogue. I think now they've been called to dialogue. We don't want it to just go all up in flames. But I am so grateful that we have platforms like these. We have events and spaces such as these ones. If you don't even have to be a bookworm to attend this event. You just need to want to learn. You want to, even for a very different kind of festival, a very different kind of event. It's not the usual events we usually have in Nairobi. And like she has said, entertainment bado iko, but then there's so many other things that you can do. We have the information on our social media, so please make sure that you check it out and buy your tickets and go and support Wanjeri. Thank you so much, Lola.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish we had 20 hours. You guys are so fun. I have to come tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually my birthday. Yay! Yay! I'll come
Happy
earlier in the
birthday.
day. Yes, I'll come earlier in the
We'll
day.
have a small cake for you.
For me?
Yes.
Okay.
Nitafute.
I will sing happy birthday with a Nigerian accent.
Thank you very much, Lola. I appreciate that. As an adult, you just say happy birthday forever, though, because there's so many. There's so many. Osoro, over to you as I say goodbye to my guests.
Amina, mbiamono kabisa, and of course, I don't know if you've told our guest, she takes after a very renowned actress in Kenya. Sijui kama umemwambia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, nani? Hebu niambie mgani?
Ni jina, natafuta jina ambayo mnajua, but niko kukuambia. Anaitwa...
Saying that you look like a very...
We've had her here from the Showmax shows, but anyway, no, not Nyokafi. Yeah. Mgeni, aliyepanda ndege akakuja. Wewe.
Anaka Njeri. Anaka anybody.
Jina la Kiswahili, Mua what? I don't know if Ndenga can remind me.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think I know her
the actress.
too.
Yeah.
Was she in Corner?
Mkamze?
Mkamze.
Yes.
It's Mkamze.
Yes.
She's got short hair as well. She wears glasses.
Yes. But it's not...
Oh, extremely.
Very beautiful.
Very talented
Very
too.
beautiful.
So
Very
we're in good
beautiful.
company.
Wanafanana kabisa hiyo siwezi sema na kizungu because I don't know if it's take what, but anyway, pale kwenye mtandao things are getting heated. People are still asking who abducted this guy, but tunaendelea. Amina, no, don't give me that look. Staki. Amina, you only had one job, tuulizie who abducted him. Iyo ukashindwa. But anyway, tutaendelea tu. But of course, guys, he said ataongea, ataisema, give him time. Remember, sometimes we just don't know what really happened. Douglas Wekesa, remember I had a lot of feedback from Cairo and Kaz when we had a conversation with them. And so going without reading some of them, itakuwa makosa. Say hi to those comrades, remind them that the war is still on till we get better governance all the way from the presidency to ground. If our leaders don't change, the rage is on na haturudi nyuma. In it, handwriting ya Gen Z. And then we have Slimani Dianges, tuko locked hapa Umoina. Big up, show iko moto. Mbiga maono kabisa. Rishega saying, I need subtitles of what Kasmuel is saying, because what am I not getting in the words? Look at what finance bill did to us.
He said he was traumatized.
Well, you know, umesema mimi sikumsikia. Before the show ends, let your guests give a disclaimer that whatever they say is not the Gen Z views or voice, and that they are there on individual capacities, not as representatives of the Gen Z, unless you have invited them as so. Yani Amina kwa mtandao kulikuwa kumewaka moto. Guys are like, how wase wakijaribu, and I swear if they dare sounded like ni leaders wa Gen Z kingeumana. Hata wangehack hizi pages. Wangehack nini yetu ya the trend like when evil.
Listen, let me know. I have never ever given 10 disclaimers before. I gave one at the beginning. I gave another one during. I gave another one randomly in the interview.
And right now you are giving another one.
And even now, before the show comes to an end, I have to make it very clear
that whatever you had
did not come as leaders. However, Kasmuel said that he was traumatized by the events that took place, and he will talk about it in due time. However, he does not want it to take away from the main agenda, which is now
the main agenda?
So many things. Well, the main agenda
That's a question right now. Which is the main agenda?
Has gone to removing unconstitutional offices.
Oh, yeah. Good governance,
budget,
generally.
yes, to just allocating funds.
Our taxes.
Yes, we want more not more investment, but more allocation of our budget to go to development projects, as opposed to them going to.
Actually, there's a whole list of demands. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. There's a whole list.
Some of them were a bit unrealistic, because I can assure you,
kama gani
200,000
tutakusalimia kama gani
hawachukui 200k. Hiyo tu tuambiane tu leo.
Nipeane namba yako sasa wakusalimie.
What
do you mean that salary ya MPs is unreasonable? Amina, I'll give out your number na utasalimiwa mahali unaishi, kama uko na mzee, kama uko na watoto, kama uko na siblings.
On a serious note though, how shocked were all of you guys when you saw them put the faces, the names,
the killer cops,
the ID, the where they live, and the names
even
and ages of their children? You saw the pay slip. So for 35k, for 35k, that's why you're trying to finish people on the street. And the blatant disregard with which he shot those journalists who were outside the Mariamu, to me, is what was more shocking. I assumed Ndenga was one of the journalists, my producer, because I saw him post the other angle. People only saw the gun being lifted and being shot.
Reckless.
And then
so reckless.
We saw the other side. Now the point of view, and that bullet, I don't know what it was, but something hit his stand, his camera stand. And if it was not for the camera stand, I think it would have hurt him and injured him really, really badly.
No, it hit, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if it's the same video, but from that video, there is, I don't know if he's a photographer, and right now, Hajapona, like, that video isn't for the day it was released, I think yesterday. It was for the first time we had the mandamanos, Tuesday or something. So, because people are asking, how comes ameva the same clothes, and then it was answered. Video ilipostiwa baadaye, the guy alikuja kuipost baadaye. But the same day that Rex was killed, and the guys allegedly are saying must be the same cop, because they were asking, how comes he's the one who was singled out as the one who did the heinous act, and then baadaye they are like, bado tunana shoot journalists with the same clothes. Kumbe it was the same day but posted on a different day. So yeye ndio alishoot mse, alimshoot ilimpata hapa, na hiyo wound sahi imekuwa worse, I think.
You know, Osoro, Will Smith alisema, when people, you know, this was now, I think, at the height of the George Floyd demonstrations in the US, which sparked Black Lives Matter, which it just became a whole revolt. he said it's not that racism is happening more now, it's just that it's being recorded. Extrajudicial killings are not things that just started happening in June of 2024.
Yeah.
I think just us seeing those pictures and images of these cops, the ones who are throwing bodies on trucks, it's just so shocking that we live in this world and at this time right now.
Crazy.
However, he said it's just that it's being recorded. So hizi vitu si ati ndo zinaanza sahi, ama ni kwa sababu ya hii demonstration ya finance bill, hizi ni vitu zimekuwa zikifanyika. Unaona Osoro, lakini hiyo kurecord ndo kitu mpya.
But one thing, Amina, that I really wished our DP now that alijitokeza kama akicheza kadi zake ni kama let me spill the beans. I really wish the government inge stand na what is right, hata wa single out the rogue cops, because we had thousands of policemen, but how many people were shot, how many bullets, were released. It just shows you tuko na a good number ya very nice policemen. Because there's a police woman mwenye niliona alikuwa zile za I'm resigning, like alikuwa zile za I can't do this anymore.
The one who was crying,
I'm a mother back at home. How can I watch, our kids being butchered, being killed, massacred in broad daylight, and I'm holding a gun?
Unarmed.
Exactly.
You see, I understand when they are trying to take down goons, which has happened many times. You see people who are vandalizing stores, they're
like
robbing people. They're robbing business people in town. Even if you remember on Tuesday last week when people demonstrated, was it on Tuesday? It was on the first day. They were taking people to the cops who were robbing or trying to snatch phones.
Niliona mmoja akishikwa by the akapigwa kidogo na katolewa hapo hivi and we continued.
So what I'm saying is I really wish how the only gift the government ingetupea ni kutusingulia out like 10-15 cops wenye risasi zao zilitumika zikaua wale watoto Rongai, in Githurai, whatever happened hasn't been talked about. Paka sahi, I think either we are all in shock, we don't have the figures, we don't know what's happening, we don't know if it's propaganda, but how Githurai, Rongai, hapa in CBD, if you can get a list the killer cops, how to, and then ile kitu ilifanyikia the killer cop from Isili, because at the end of the day, utasimama peke yako in court. And if that is the only way that justice can be served, by the to me, hata tukidrop any other thing, but how makarau, tusikie ndio hii finally kesi yao imeisha, wananyongwa, ama wameambiwa for life, wanakaa kwa jela, to me that will be my happiness.
Ama wakuje to deal na wao. Have you ever seen those things where you're like, ama tuachie tu kidogo tuwasalimie. And this is now what we were talking about, Osoro. There are people who are saying, can you imagine now if the young people were also armed? Kwa sababu with that,
that confrontation.
Umenielewa? Which is now what our cops are going to face in Haiti. Because over 200 gangs, and they're all
armed.
It's a very different ball game from what they're used to here. Here, they're used to just kicking us and beating us. You have a stone maybe and a rock, and a kijiti fulani.
I feel like hata kuambia wase ati hawa watu wanaenda. These guys will wait for them at the airport. Watawambia tu mmekuja.
See, they've taken over part of the
airport.
Already
washafika DJ, I think wewe haujui what is happening.
The cops have he's saying
I'm talking about
the gangs, when they arrive, they've been waiting for them.
Yeah, they'll just be waiting for them.
They arrived.
Si ndio nasema washafika Haiti kwa hapo.
Walishafika. Walifika on Wednesday or Thursday. I think walifika jana.
Washafika, but most importantly, Amina, ni ati those are special forces. By the way, they are disciplined. I don't know if you saw what happened when the army was patrolling the streets. Walisindikiza protesters home at the end of the day. The army kuna clips wakikataza polisi wasishoot na tear gas na live ammunition, all those things, and you're like, jeshi kumbe this is what we mean when we say disciplined forces. Like you could tell a whole big difference. Like protesters wali protest tu wakadandia hizo malori za jeshi wakamaliza wakaenda home and it was peaceful, hakuna kitu ilifanyika.
But anyway, mbona ya Nairobi peke yake ndio ilikuwa violent? Unanielewa?
Let me tell you, there is a whole political class yenye bado wako na zile mbinu za kitambo in terms of unasikia hired goons. Kwani who hires goons? Sini wao tu.
I know. Well, like you think the KFC, iPhone, Uber kids are out here hiring. Where would we even know where to get the goons?
People out there in the street for good vibes.
Nikambiwa look for a goon.
I'm like,
Yuko na usora hapa. Yeye ndo ataniambia tena uko mtaani. But anyway, guys, to our people in Rongai, our fans in Githurai, 44 and 45, poleni sana.
And all the mourning
we're
families.
In this together. Yes, all around the country.
Today I was in Nairobi West. There's a hospital pale, and there's someone I know through someone. Like I learned it from someone. Anaitwa Ian who was shot risasi tatu kwa back. I went there, saw him today. Visiting hours zinaanza from 11 AM. Nilikuwa pale. I saw him. He had a successful surgery yesterday. Wakatoa moja nilikuwa kwa spinal whatever. Hapo kwa spine. So kuna zingine kwa kidney that they won't be removed anytime soon. Mpaka kwanza wound heal. It's a whole long explanation, yeah. But I was there. He's alive. Ameanza kufeel miguu, they were numb. Ameanza kuzifeel, so that's some positive progress, and we're praying for everybody who is in hospital right now.
Ako Nairobi West.
Yeah.
Nairobi West Hospital.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like honestly, ikifika giza ikianza karibia, manze just know you're not safe. Because I remember hii ya juzi tu tulikuwa tushamaliza mambo yetu, and then now we're heading back home, and then some friends of ours akasema sasa tumepiga tapo sisi tunaenda kuendelea. So it happened that also one of our friends anaitwa Tots, he got shot hapa hivi kwa karibu na bahati tu haiku nini hurt. So we actually
was he hurt?
Yeah, he was a sini bullet, bro.
Wait, why are you raising money? There's already money.
Guys are raising funds kutoa hiyo bullet.
But kuna funds, I think.
I don't know. Maybe we can extend that information to him and the family. Maybe dini apate usaidizi. Pia funny enough is ako hapo pia Nairobi West.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
and actually
the
fundraising that's going on kwa mtandao, it's working, like, and big up to the lady doing it. I think it's Hanifa, that's her name. Because they reached out to the Ian guy, and now it's the whole process ya kutransfer sijui pesa paka kwa bank so that ifanyike. But one thing, I don't know what we'll do about it, whereby it's an emergency na hospitali nasema lazima muwekele amount X as a deposit. Na sayo msana bleed ni ambulance tunangoja wakikata tumrudishe tumpeleke elsewhere. So I don't know what will happen kwa mtu mwenye hana pesa ama unakani kama hauna pesa.
Munaambiwa muende.
Basi watupatie namba hiyo hospitali pia tuwasalimie.
Almost all of them do that. I remember that time my dad, I can see him, it's almost like he's dying, and I'm begging the receptionist lady. The only problem was that I had reached my M-Pesa limit for the day. I was showing her, I'm like, madam, ndo hii niko na pesa. I don't know what else to tell you. And I remember I was losing my mind, I was wailing, I was crying, and nothing could be done, and they didn't give us a room and didn't take us anywhere, and we had to wait for 2 hours for my cousin to come from, I don't know, she was very fast, so she had to come and now give me the cash. But it was a very helpless and sad situation, but they do it, all hospitals do it.
I think that's why a healthcare system needs to change there.
Because it's a business now, it's a business. Anyway, guys, we have a lot more to say, but time is not on our side. It's my birthday today, a very bittersweet birthday because I don't feel really happy. But you know, it is what it is. So
happy
birthday,
Amina.
No, but you're part of the change. So
for the longest time, for 5 years, umekuwa ukiniangalia kwa jicho la ndani. And Amina, now that it's your birthday.
Tutuma pesa.
Mimi ni mjinga.
But I mean, honestly, manze,
niye mtaki kumaliza show.
Acha tukuambie tu kweli tu manze. Birthday,
thank you.
Manze, yani it is awesome, has always been awesome working with you.
And
endelea na hiyo moyo mkunjufu, na mimi naomba tu rushe bash tukuje tu
sasa ya kurusha bash.
Okay, sawa. Haya.
Leo unaweza rusha bash wa kusalimie sana waseme. Ni bash gani hizi unaweka?
Oh, by the way, sai
mambo gani?
Punguza.
Wewe ni fara.
Emergency. Kujani? Nini?
Hiyo bash kwanza unaanza na niko njaa.
Na siwezi. Na uimbe ile ngoma
ya kukata nini na
bas. ukishamaliza hiyo sasa
uende national anthem.
Exactly.
Lazima tuseme reject. Alafu ndo tuanze bash sasa. But I love how Gen Z's kept everyone on their toes. 2 weeks ago, they were telling me, Amina, we do not want to hear anything. You need to talk about the finance bill. And I'm so grateful because the week after and every day after, we talked about it. And we hope we're doing you proud. Thank you, E. Thank you, Osoro. Thank you to my director, D, who is awesome. Thank you to my producer, Ndenga. My entire team here at NTV. We'll catch you next week on Friday, same time, same place.